Well, good day and welcome and thank you for joining me today. I'm Rob Ouellette and we are finally here at the point where we can celebrate the achievements in film. So we have reached the time of year where the Oscars are coming out to celebrate the achievements in film. And well, every year I find that I'm less and less interested in what they're presenting. I have always wanted to do my own. I've always said to myself when watching the Oscars, man, why didn't they choose this film? Why didn't they choose that film to be at least nominated? Or that actor or actress, why didn't they do that? So now I get to present to you my thoughts of the films of 2023. Throughout last year, I've seen about 30 films, and that's mostly in theater and a few that were on streaming. So I'm going to be able to cover a lot of what I would think is the most popular films that most people would have seen in the theaters. You know, if you went to the movie theater, there's a good chance that what I'm presenting here today as nominations are going to be something that you've seen. So we'll have that in common between you and I. And again, you are so free to disagree with anything that I say, just like I would when I watch the Oscars. But this is the fun, and I love to have this interaction with you. And so these are the ones that I'm presenting. So with that, we are going to cover a lot. And I promise you I'm going to try to make this, this is not going to be a 2-hour show, I guarantee you that. But I wanted to run through with you the things that we are going to present today. We are going to look at the best actor in a leading role, best supporting actor, Best Female Actor in a Leading Role, Best Female Supporting Actor. We're also going to take the nomination for a split gender, which means the winner of one of the two. I'm going to give you my top winner. The Best Villain, the Best Hero. Why? Because I want to. We should be celebrating those heroes and villains, and I particularly love a good villain. On to Best Director. Best Animation, Animated Feature Film. Not the best animated film, but the best animation in the film. Film editing, cinematography, sound, costume design, makeup and hairstyling. Music, either the score or the songs. Best action scene, best production design, visual effects, the writing, and eventually, finally, the best picture. All right, here we go. Let's begin. First category that we're going to look at is the best male actor in a leading role. And our nominations are Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Chris Hemsworth in Extraction 2, Ezra Miller in The Flash, and Shameik Moore and the animation team for the character Miles Morales in the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And you'll see I have added an actual cartoon character in amongst this because I feel that they should be included because it's the performance. As a team, from the actor to the animation team, they create a performance. And so I am including that in all of these categories. Yes. So with that, our award goes to, who do we have here? Ooh, okay. So there was a bit of a toss-up, and that was Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer and Chris Hemsworth for Extraction 2. And the winner of tonight's award goes to Chris Hemsworth for Extraction 2 for not only the acting, but the additional physical demands that had went on. So he is a full, well-rounded actor. So congratulations to Chris Hemsworth for winning in this category. Now, moving on to our best supporting actor in a film. male supporting actor goes to, or categories for the male supporter are Donnie Yen in John Wick 4, Ryan Gosling in Barbie, Michael Keaton in The Flash, and Rocket Raccoon, also known as Bradley Cooper, in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And so the winner on this one, and I can tell you right now, I knew it when I walked out of the theater. So this one here has been on my mind all year. And that is, yes, this could be the first time ever an animated character has won for Best Supporting Actor, and that is Rocket Raccoon. That character has portrayed a wide range of emotions, and you felt it during the film. It's one of the things that you felt emotionally impacted was the performance by Rocket Raccoon. So congratulations to the team who has created that. So now we have the Best Female Actor in a Leading Role, and our nominations are Margot Robbie for Barbie, Halle Bailey for The Little Mermaid, and Brie Larson for The Marvels. I know most of you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy for even including Brie Larson in here, but I thought about this. I thought about it, and the award for this Best Leading Actress in a role is, well, it's Margot Robbie, and it was a pretty clear winner. She embodies the character of Barbie very well, and she's very, very convincing. And so, congratulations to Margot Robbie. All right, so now we're on to our supporting female actor, and our nominations are Iman Vellani for The Marvels. She's adorable. Haley Atwell for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Haley Steinfeld and the animation team for Spider-Gwen in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The winner for Best Supporting Leading Actress in a Film is Haley Steinfeld and the animation team for Spider-Gwen. Again, another wide range of emotions. Voice acting is not easy, and we take that for granted. Animation is hard. It's not easy. These need to be celebrated. And so that's our winner, and congratulations to that team. Out of our winners, we need to decide which one is going to be the top actor or actress of the evening. And so out of our winners, which we had said, the creative team behind the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the creative team behind Rocket Raccoon and Guardians of the Galaxies, Chris Hemsworth and Margot Robbie. Which one stood amongst the rest? Well, the winner for tonight's all-around actor is Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth, yes. All right. Chris Hemsworth is one of my favorite actors of all time. He shows over and over again that he has a wide range of acting skills, from comedy to being serious to being hyper-focused to being relaxed. He plays a whole wide range of things, and plus his action abilities is second to none, and so therefore he takes the top spot for 2023. Good job, Chris Hemsworth. So now I'm excited to present to you one of my best categories in here, and that is the best villain in a film. Because ever since I was young, I have always admired the villains. From Darth Vader, we have Thanos that came along in recent years that are just steps above other villains. Your movie is really almost as good as either the villain or the supporting hero. So we need to celebrate a good villain when we see one. And so for our nominations for 2023's top villain are the AI in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, Black Manta in Aquaman 2, Ursula in The Little Mermaid. Our award goes to for Best Villain of 2023 is Black Manta in Aquaman 2. All right. So congratulations. That's definitely one of the films where, the villain has risen to be one of the best parts of the film. So no matter what you thought about the movie, the villain stood out, and well done. So now we need to do the best hero for 2023. We have a few here to celebrate, and that would be John Wick in John Wick 4. Tyler Rake in Extraction 2, aka Chris Hemsworth. Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario in Super Mario Brothers. Batman in The Flash, and Ethan Hunt for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. So this is definitely beginning to show where it's hard for me to choose which one I like, as will be throughout some of these other categories. So hard to choose. But for our evening, we are going to give the award to... Our winner is, for Best Hero, is John Wick. Yes. Yep. Again, for me, that's a bit, in the end, it's a bit of a clear win, but we did have some really good competition when it comes to heroes this year. And I want to give a special shout out to the character Kane in John Wick 4. This is sort of a opposite of an anti-hero, where he is a good guy at heart, but is forced to be the bad guy. He would actually be the winner of the villains here. And when it comes to the hero, he matches John toe to toe. Kane encompasses both villainy and heroism all in one. Okay, so we're on to the directors of these films. We have to celebrate those who have been at the helm of creating them. Okay, so for tonight's nominations, we have... All right, it's a bit of a team here. That is Joaquin Santos, Kemp Powers, Justin Thompson, all for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Gareth Edwards for The Creator. We have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. We have Chad Stahelski for John Wick 4. And finally, we have Christopher McQuarrie for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And finally, we have James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And, I had a toss-up between Gareth Edwards for The Creator and James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And our winner for Top Director 2023 is James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah, he got most out of his actors. He got the most out of his crew to get everything together in the way that he did. He's an absolute professional, as all of them are, but I think he did the best in pulling it all together. So congratulations to James Gunn for Best Director. All right. Animation. Animated film. We have a couple of them, not too many this year, that are worthy. And so we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we have the Super Mario Brothers. And for me, this is a bit of an easy one. We're just going to get on with it. The winner for Top Animation is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yes, what a film. What an amazing job of creativity when it comes to the animation. They did not follow. They've almost invented their own style, which other movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are starting to mimic and try to master the way they have done. And in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they've even upped their game even more, using new creative ways to tell their story. And so the celebration of of art in this manner has goes to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and that whole team. Excellent job. Well done. Now, film editing. Oh, wow. So film editing is a bit difficult to notice as a viewer. It's very difficult to understand the film editing process when you're just viewing a movie. You know, the cuts have to be good. Each scene has to flow one through the other. And the scenes themselves, sometimes they're, you know, in a movie, a scene could be going on at the same time as another event, and they switch between the two of them. And how that's all put together is thanks to the editor. And so when you see bad editing, you tend to notice. And it's hard to pick one from a variety of films that have great editing. So this is a bit of a hard one for me. Although I have editing skills, I am going to pass on this category because I can't really take the extent amount of time to really dig in and give a proper a winner for this. And so I'm passing on this one. And I only mentioned film editing in the first place because it is one of the nominations. It is one of the categories in on the Oscars. And as you can see, in order to create these films, there is a list of all these different categories, and editing is an important part of that. So forgive me, we're passing on coming up with a nomination for film editing. But that is the only one that I am passing on. And so we're going to get right into the next category, which is cinematography. You tend to give the director all the credit for the visuals that you see on the screen. But a lot of the times it's because that director keeps a certain cinematographer as part of his team through all the films that they do. And so cinematography is so important and really makes a movie stand out. And so our nominations for cinematography are Henry Bram for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Greg Fraser and Oren Sulfur, hard to say the name, for The Creator, Greg Baldi for Extraction 2, Zack Snyder for Rebel Moon Part 1, and Dan Laustsen for John Wick 4. And so, our hat gets tipped off to tonight's winner for cinematography, and that is Greg Fraser, Oren Sulfur for The Creator. You know, I knew. See, John Wick has always been, for all their films, it has always been something that you've admired. That cinematography, it darn well looks beautiful, and I expected no less for John Wick 4. But here comes The Creator, and it was one of the things that when you left a theater, it was one of the main stars of the film was the cinematography. So congratulations to them. Well done. Well done. Next category is sound. Sound is an important aspect too, because, you know, ask anyone who does film, if the sound is awful, the movie is awful. It's almost better to have a worse looking film with great sound than it is to have a great looking film with terrible sound. And so sound is vital. It's very important. So tonight's nominations for sound are The Creator, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Aquaman 2. And the winner for sound is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Congratulations. It's a bit of a tough one there because they all sounded great, and but I think again overall that sound was on point and dynamic, and it was great. So congratulations to them. Now moving on to costume design. This is important too because we like to think that costumes should be celebrated when they're absolutely creative. I don't want anyone to think that it's just some sort of uniqueness in the design. It's also time appropriate, okay, or just appropriate in what they're trying to achieve. How well have they achieved it? And so for our costume designs are The Creator, Barbie, John Wick 4, and The Little Mermaid. And the winner for Best Costume Design is, again, The Creator. I chose The Creator over the rest as the great blend of future and the ranger look that they have, the dystopian mixed in with the modern culture in the East. You know, it had this Vietnam look, it had this East Indian look, it had space look, it had the ranger look. They blended this all so well, and it looked like it belonged together. So when you take all these elements that are very separate from each other, it'd be a huge mistake having them so diverse in the film, but they managed and achieved to blend them well together where it felt like everything was real and it belonged. So congratulations to them. Well done. So now we need to celebrate those who do the makeup and their hair styling. The Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Barbie, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, and also the Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. For me, my top winner for this category is, yes, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I mean, they have characters in there that need extensive makeup done. Amongst the rest of the nominations, they stood out the most. So congratulations to them. So we're moving along quite nicely, and I think that so far this is turning out very well. So if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on this to show your support for what we're doing here, and let me know if whether or not you find this is exciting or not. You know, it's like, it's not just me here doing this video. This is you as well. This is for you. So for all the viewers, please put your comments below on your favorites amongst movies that you have seen, despite whether or not they're on my categories or not. You let me know what you genuinely think. That is what's important. All right. So with that, let's move on to our next category. And that is the music. Music. Okay. So in the Oscars, when you watch them, they're going to have two separate. They're going to have the movie music score and then music song. Music score is, you know, your orchestra or even just some creative music team on their computers doing things now. But it's that overall music theme that you hear in the background. And then they have a separate category for best song. So songs in a movie, you know, like Barbie had a couple of them, or The Little Mermaid had some. And so I wanted to blend them together. And the reason why is because I find that the reason why the music is in there in the first place is to enhance each scene. And that's what it has to do. So whether it's a rock song that we all know of that plays on the radio every single day, if it's used correctly in the video, in the movie, to enhance the scene and it's effective, that's what I want to celebrate. And so I'm blending them together, meaning that the music in whatever form is enhancing the film. Okay, so our nominations for music overall are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and The Little Mermaid. And the winner for best music is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's right. Now, the music itself, when you listen to the soundtrack and playlist of the songs, that's not my style. There's a lot of hip hop, a lot of some rap stuff in there, and it's just not my genre of music. And this is why this category is so important. This is why this nomination works so well, is because I'm not favoriting the music. Guardians of the Galaxy has a soundtrack that I prefer, but the effects that it had in the movie itself played much better for what they were intending to do, which is an important thing to say, for what they were intending to do, the emotional impact that they were intending to have was done much better in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So congratulations to them. Well done. Well done. We're moving along quite well, and we're reaching close to the end of our show tonight. And so I wonder what your thoughts are for best movie overall, and which is going to be the last thing that we mention here today. So on with the best action scene. This was very hard to pick. Probably one of the hardest ones for me to pick was this. And so our nominations are Extraction 2. In particularly, the prison break was awesome. This one long take took 20 minutes long. It was just really well done. Transformers Rise of the Beast was some great action. Had some great action. John Wick 4. Would you not consider that one for sure? John Wick 4. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. In particular, the hallway scene. Outstanding. That was so cool. And then Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Particularly the car chase is the thing that I love a lot. And of course, the stunts in the film. Every Mission Impossible film should be celebrated for the stunts that Tom Cruise does himself. So the winner for the best action movie or action scene, if you want to narrow it down, goes to Extraction 2 for their amazing 20-minute long one-shot scene that just goes on and extremely hard to choreograph, extremely hard to put together. This was not an easy challenge, and they pulled it off amazingly. So congratulations on for that, and a hard one to choose. I'll tell you right now, I can easily have picked any other film, and it would have deserved being awarded. So we need to go on to best production design. Production is, the things, the sets that you see on the screen. These are the things of the elements that are in the film, and that it's their job to put it all together, which means you have the director and then the cinema photographer and then the production design. And so, as we stated earlier, sometimes it's hard to separate the cinema photographer from the director, who is responsible for the absolute thing that we see. Well, we have to always give credit to the ones who put it all together, and that is the production designers. So with that explanation, now you'll understand the production design nominations are Barbie, John Wick 4, Aquaman 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and The Creator. So today's winner for production design goes to, this time, John Wick 4. They get their credit due on this one. I almost went with Barbie, to be honest with you. I actually had Barbie as the winner, and then I ended up changing it. And that's because, although Barbie is not... I'm not the intended audience for Barbie, but we give credit where credit is due, from the buildings to the couches to the cars, and they looked exactly as they were intended to look. It looked like a Barbie toy world, so they did a great job on that one. But in the end, putting it all together, John Wick 4, they had to. It looked amazing. Days and nighttime, whichever time, every scene, whether it was in the middle of the street, everything looked amazing and was on point. All right, so the next category here is visual effects. Visual effects has always been a category that I enjoyed the most, because the movies that I love, the ones that are for me, tend to be the ones that are like futuristic looking, sci-fi, things like that, or fantasy, in which visual effects are very important. They stand out. And so here we are. The nominations for visual effects for 2023 are The Creator, Aquaman 2, Transformers, The Flash, The Little Mermaid, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The winner for our tonight's nominations are, in visual effects, is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well done. Congratulations to them. So down to our last two categories here, and that is writing and the best picture. So storytelling and dialogue, these are the things that we're trying to focus here when we're looking at the writing. And so for the nominations for writing are Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. These are the ones that I felt were outstanding. Mission Impossible, if it wasn't for the writing, it just wouldn't have worked. I feel like it wouldn't have worked at all. You know, the stunts alone wouldn't have made the film. It really had to work well. And so the winner for this, and I know some people are going to disagree with me, but for this, the winner for Best Written Film of 2023 goes to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, there is a lot of people, respectfully, who love Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, I have here as a really tough choice to not have as a winner, because the thing that compelled me and I liked about that film was the story. And if it wasn't for the writing, I definitely would not have liked Oppenheimer at all. It was the writing, it was the words, it was the speech, the things that people said. That to me was what got me sticking with this movie, got me engaged in the movie. So it was a good runner-up here. But I have to say, the creative team, they are just so darn creative over there at Sony for the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. They absolutely did an outstanding job. It wasn't just the visuals, it wasn't just the sound, it wasn't just all those other things that we've already had that they've been nominated for or won. The writing was absolutely great. So congratulations to them. And on to the final, and probably the one that's the most everyone's favorite category. Everyone wants to know what is the best film. When you add up all the categories and you add up how many times they've been nominated or won a category, it just makes sense to put that as the absolute best film of the year. And so the winner, the all-time winner for 2023, according to me, this is a big cheer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Congratulations. That team, that film is the all-time winner of 2023. Man, what a season 2023 was. What an experience to be able to put all this together, because it took me time. This wasn't one of those where I go see a movie and then I come back and then I film it and edit it and then it's out on YouTube. I always knew that I wanted to do an award show of my own. And so I had it in the back of my mind as I've been going through the year of what I thought were great nominations for these categories. And so I'm going to continue to do that as we're in this year, 2024. So it's always going to stick with me. I'm always going to keep these things in the back of my mind for all of these categories. And so to celebrate a year of film is, to me, one of the most exciting things. You know, I love to give my top worst films of the year, my top best films of the year. That's a great time to celebrate too. But to actually look at all of the categories in which a movie needs to be successful in, all the things to celebrate in the creation of the film, comes down to this. And so Tang's Movie Review Movie Awards, I want to thank you for joining me. This has been a great experience. I am thrilled. And so please let me know what your thoughts are. Again, leave a like so that it supports the channel. Leave your comments about what you thought of your nominations or my nominations, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of what's to come in 2024 and my thoughts. And so again, I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for celebrating with me. And on we go in celebrating film. Enjoy life, everyone. Enjoy film. Take care. And I wish you well.